I'm very glad that Pathway Level 5 has this hidden project, which I have to reflect on my pathway, which also gives me an opportunity to continue my Com Express story, one of my previous speeches. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if I recall from where I left, to give a little bit of context, as a leader, one of the important things I had to learn was humility. When I failed to make people laugh in a humorous speech contest, I understood. Known is just a drop, unknown is an ocean. I have loads and loads to learn. Well, throughout my journey in Toastmasters, I've had this wonderful opportunity to train other presidents when I was serving as a president in one of my previous clubs. This opportunity was a very great opportunity as I had to interact with presidents to be's from different clubs. And I had to share my experience also from the Toastmasters protocols and prepare them for the next step. So I was all excited because it is kind of a great opportunity in front of a large audience. We went to a different city, a pack of 6 or 7 people, we went to a different city to train people from that area. Then, on the morning of the day, we have got a surprising, rather shocking news that one of the trainers, Vice President Education Trainer, dropped out. So the organizer was asking all of us trainers if one of you could take this opportunity to train also the Vice President Education. Well, if you had been to trainings, some of you are veteran Toastmasters here, you know this training goes on for hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe a day. And this is not an easy task as well. I was a president's trainer, so I have all prepared for that. Right now, I had 2 opportunities in front of me, 2 choices, 2 options. First one, take that opportunity and say, yes, I'm going to do it. Second, just stick to what I have prepared myself for. Do not spoil the other training program and just do the president's training. These were the choices I had before me. I'm posing this question towards you, Toastmasters. You can relate this to a similar situation, maybe in your office or in your with your friends or anywhere. What would you do? Any suggestions? Would you venture into something new, take the opportunity and lead? Or let us not, or think like, let me not spoil my reputation. Let me not, spoil whatever has been there. I'll stick to my comfort area and do the best. Any suggestions? What would you do?
Expand your comfort zone.
Expand your comfort zone. Thank you again. Well, you can tell any answer. It's not like I'm converging towards one answer. So feel free to express yourself. Anybody have the other option? Okay, let me not, because I've asked this question to some people. They also stick to the other side as well. No, why should I, spoil my reputation? For example, if I'm a leader of an organization or maybe a manager, if I flip in my attempt, people may not be looking at me as a leader, right? So that's also an option. Anybody sticking to this side? No, I'm just going to go with my comfortable, prepared segment.
I prefer challenge.
You prefer challenge. Great, Jessica. You're already off the Toastmaster. You want to be. That's true, Toastmasters. I did the same. I was actually very nervous, very much scared, because I didn't have the materials. I did not bring it. I just brought for the presidents. And I was serving as a president, so it was easy for me to talk about presidency. But Vice President Education, I did long back, maybe 6 months or 1 year ago. But I just stepped forward and said, okay, I will do that. When you take new challenges, it might not be 100%. It may not give you 100%, it may not be perfect. But that opportunity actually helped me realize something. That helped me recall what I did as a vice president of education, and I shared those experiences. And I can't believe myself, I spoke for 2.5 hours for presidency and also 2.5 hours for vice president of education. Then I realized something, okay, the more you do your job, the more you follow something, the more you can lead. When I completed my traditional Toastmasters pathway, it is not called pathways then, it was computer communicator projects, and then there will be advanced communicator projects. So when I completed all of them, I reached all the communicator project levels. When I completed them, I also had to move to Canada. It was a new challenge, new life, new environment, as Neil said. Everything was new. Also, as he mentioned, I'm also from a tropical country, very hot to very cold. So with a lot of challenges came in, a challenge in Toastmasters as well. I got to know that Toastmasters has migrated to something called pathways, precisely uh, devised for specific needs, which is also a good thing. And everything had changed. So when I joined Toastmasters again, reinstated my membership and gave my first icebreaker in the dynamic leadership, I realized how satisfactory it was for me to speak again in front of Toastmasters members. I also realized how much spoiled I had been without Toastmasters. I never talked in front of people for a year or two. I lost everything, what I have learned in 6-7 years together. I also realized the need to do it again and again. So the first icebreaker I gave made me realize I had to improve a lot. Let me pose you another question, Toastmasters. Whatever your level or now, whatever pathway you have chosen or whatever it is, be honest. What is the hindrance you are facing? Why are you not giving more projects? Or why are you not reaching the level? Okay, this is my target. I have to give, let's say, 3, 4, 5 speeches in 2 months, but I'm not reaching them. Can anybody share? Yes, I have perfectly reached my goal. Or no, I have a goal, but I haven't reached there. Can somebody tell me what is your hindrance?
I started
Yes, Grace.
my goal yesterday, but I didn't do it, and this year I do not even have a goal.
Thanks, Grace. Yes. Any other hindrance or obstacle? Yes, Tammy?
Time.
Time.
Yeah. It takes time to adequately
Prepare.
the speech.
Thank you. That's right. Preparation time. It can be, you can tell very honest answers. It can be as dumb as, I'm so lazy today. I'm very tired. I had a fight with my wife. I don't want to give speech. So it can be anything. Any other hindrance or obstacle are you facing?
I like playing rather than writing speeches.
Exactly. Now we are talking honest answers. I love playing. I would love to play rather than write a script and talk, right? True. Very true. That was all me as well. That is still me as well. At times I feel very demotivated to give speech and prepare and write also. But when I came across this quote some years ago, it changed me. It had the perfect ingredient that I required to transform myself a little bit. It was a quote from Voltaire. Perfection is the enemy of the good. Have you came across this quote? Perfection is the enemy of the good, or perfection is the enemy of the progress. Many a times, we think about doing something perfectly. We want to give a speech. I have to write it down weeks before I have to deliver it. I have to rehearse it 2, 3 times. That's what the Toastmaster protocol says also, right? We have to rehearse our speech, we have to fix it with our VPE, and do everything. That's perfection. That would never happen. Right? There will be drops out. There will be sudden surprises. So that quote got into me. Do not wait for perfection in anything. You may not achieve the perfection in anything. When you think about perfection, it hinders you in stepping forward. So that's what I did. Throughout my journey in this dynamic leadership pathway, or all through my Toastmasters journey, to my level, to my satisfaction, I have given good speeches. I have given poor speeches, I have given average speeches, and sometimes I haven't even talked anything related to topics that I have prepared, or maybe table topics. Everything happened. But all that has brought me one step closer to my destination. So that was the other learning I had. The other important learning I had during the Toastmaster journey came from a different environment, from my driving instructor, as I talked once before, from my uncle. He says, think negatively. What is it, Mano? Think negatively. We are all Toastmasters. We have to think positively, right? Think positive. Be positive. Have the vibration. This is what all we learn, what all we hear. But he says this in a different context, which I love. Think negatively. Thinking negative is not all bad. Thinking negatively and succumbing to that negativity is bad. Think negatively and be prepared for that. That's not bad. That's what engineers do. They take a problem, engineers think about all possible things that can go wrong and prepare themselves for that problem. It doesn't mean that it is going to happen, but we have to be prepared for that. Apply that in speech projects. Prepare something, come here, talk. What is the worst thing that can happen? I will forget. I forget my speech. I may be nervous, and I may not have given my perfect speech. But this is Toastmasters, right? Nobody is going to judge you. The worst thing happens is we laugh about it later. That's all. So don't restrain yourself. Just do it. Finally, Toastmasters, all this journey in this pathway had brought me to a level that I'm going to serve as the president for the next term. But I wanted to do something before my presidency. I wanted to finish level 5. And that also because of one of the beautiful quotes I love. A leader is a person who knows the way, who goes the way, and shows the way. If I don't complete my level 5, I cannot motivate other people, other members to say, hey, come on, go on, do your level 5, do your level 3. I must have done something to tell them. I love this quote from one of my friends, he told me. So with this, Toastmasters, I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity, and I also insist you to get on board into this ComEx plus Toastmasters. Thank you very much, and back to you.
Take 1 minute of silence.